Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Joey Kidney, your host. Obviously, that's all there is. It's just me. And today we're doing it live again on Twitch. So if you guys haven't followed already, go to twitch.tv/Joey Kidney, and you can watch the Happy Times podcast live every single Thursday, and I post every single Friday. Today we're just chilling in the basement. We're just hats on. We're not having like the best of days. It's a nice day outside, but it's just like it's the weird weather of we're transitioning from winter to spring, and it's just so gross out, and it kind of gets you tired. Like I feel like yes, COVID's around, but everyone's getting sick right now, and like everyone's throat's dry, everyone's like looking super rough, everyone has acne from the masks and everything like that, right? But I'm feeling good, and I'm in my new stressed out hoodie. The stressed hoodie is dropping the day you were listening to this. It drops on Friday, which is super exciting. So if you want to go get that, you can go to stayu.ca and you grab yourself a stressed hoodie. It's a maroon or like a red wine color, and with some gold or a nice little yellow embroidery, and it's really comfy. And we got Stayu on the side, and so that's super nice. It's super exciting. And today we're going to be talking about something that I've always wanted to talk about, but I don't know. I guess I didn't really have, I didn't have what I needed in my head in order to speak on it. And I've been through enough. I wrote a book, What's the Rush? And all of it, I wrote about like getting dumped. I wrote about getting stood up. I wrote about a lot of stuff that I personally went through. And it wasn't even about just like the dating or anything like that. It was just about the emotions that I felt. I think we go through this like whirlpool of emotions when we go through dating somebody, or when we go through just being emotionally connected with somebody. And I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just dates. You're just going out, you're just saying hi, whatever, you're sleeping with them. Well, like, it's not that. It's not just that. There's a whole emotional connection that you have with somebody, even if you've only just met them. There's a whole emotional connection, and that goes deeper than anything. And so today I want to talk about why we fall in love with the wrong people. I feel like we all do it. That's a huge question that a lot of us have, and even I've had that question, right? I'm in a very happy relationship right now, so this isn't about that or anything. But in the past, I fell in love with a lot of people, or I thought was love. That's the first thing you got to acknowledge. Like, is this lust or is this love? Is this something that I truly feel, or is this just this like happiness of emotions, this wave of emotions that I felt because I'm in this honeymoon phase? Like, oh my God, this person is one giving me attention. This is everything that I've wanted. This is exactly what I need. And is it, or is it just finally somebody started paying attention to you? Somebody gave you that little ounce of attention, and you took it and you ran. Is it that? And I think that's something we got to ask ourselves. That's something we first got to acknowledge. Is this person actually here for us? Or is it just they just happen to be the closest person to us and we latched on? And that's a super important thing to note, because, and that goes just with friends too, right? Think about how you met like some of your best friends in school, right? You walked into class, you were new or you were whatever, and you sat down beside them. You just had to find a friggin' seat, and that was it. And then boom, we're friends, right? What makes you so good friends? You just sat down beside them, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, we're automatically friends. And unless you have this emotional, you open up emotionally to this person, I don't think you're ever gonna be like true friends with people. Like, I think about some of my friends in my friend group that I just don't have an emotional connection with. And the reason why is because we've never opened up about anything except like what's already happening outside in the world that everybody already knows. It's never about like, I'm feeling down today. I've had a rough day, right? It's just about the stuff that's already been said, already been known, right? And so when we create friendships, when we create relationships, they're created by our emotions, by that deep thing down in your heart. It's not just by, that's a true one, right? It's not just by, hey, what's up? I'm Joey. Oh, dude, that's a sick, fun name. That's so cool. We should be friends. No, it's not that. I know it's a sick name. You all want it. But it's not just that, right? So I think we gravitate towards people and things that are different than from what we need. Right? So when we meet people for the first time, it's kind of like this breath of fresh air, right? When we meet them, we get this excitement, we get this thrill in our hearts. We start beating faster, and our hands might get a little sweaty. It's this butterfly feeling. It's so exciting. But I think then you got to ask yourself, is this connection real? Is this connection what we signed up for? Or is this just somebody that you sat beside in class and, you had to do it, and, you're getting this rush because it's something you've never been through before. And, that's the honeymoon little feeling, this lust, this exciting feeling. And I think unless you have this emotional connection with people, I don't think you're ever really tied to them. I think you're tied in your head and you're overthinking about situations like that. But I think when we fall in love with people, it comes from way deeper in our hearts. When we fall in lust with people, I think it comes from our heads. I think it's, okay, we're attracted to this person. Yeah, they're cute. They got a nice outfit. Yep. they're looking good. They work out. Like, whatever it is you want. I think our eyes and our mind falls for it first. So when we say, like, fall in love with that, love at first sight, yeah, that exists. Why not? Why can't that exist? I think it's lust at first sight, though. I think the definition of love in that sentence is a little bit different, because we fall in love with our minds, right? And I think that's where lust comes to play, in my personal preference. And so when we look at somebody, we're like, oh yeah, that person's so freaking hot, dude. Like, yeah, you can be attracted to people. You can fall in love with people at first sight, but that's not falling in love from your heart. That's falling in love through your mind. You play the scenario out in your mind. You're like, okay, this person's cool. They're attractive. We had a good conversation about the weather. I'm in love. For sure. I'm in love. No, you're not. You didn't have this emotional, deep connection that you need to have in order to fall in love. Right? And there's no rules to falling in love. I feel like there's so many like relationship doctors out there that'll give you the 5 easy ways to fall in love. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you about the people, like why we keep falling in love with the wrong people. And that's because it's the closest thing to us sometimes. And sometimes we get hurt by what we truly love, right? When we truly fall in love with somebody and then we get hurt, we almost neglect going back to what we actually like. So we go to things that we don't like. We go to things that we don't necessarily need. We go to something new. We go to something that's a little uncomfortable, but it's comforting because it's not exactly what we want, because we're scared to get exactly what we want because we got hurt by it, right? When we get hurt by it in the past, we try not to go back because we know it's going to hurt us. It's like a memory foam mattress. We can see the damage. We can see where we've been laying. And we don't want to lay back there. We want a stiffer mattress. We want a colder spot on the bed. But as time passes, you're going to roll back to that spot because that's where you feel you. That's where you're comfortable. That's where you've always been. That's where you've always wanted to be. But for a quick second, you see somebody and they're new, they're refreshing to you. And so we go for them. And we think it's love, but we're falling in love in mind and not in our hearts. And sometimes we don't even have to be broken by other people in order to fall in love with the wrong people. We don't have to have a broken past or anything like that. Sometimes we get our hearts broken in our mind. We watch people online, like watching David Dobrik and Liza Koshy break up. And we're like, oh my God, that hurts so much, right? Or we just watch these TV shows like How I Met Your Mother, and they romanticize love a lot, and it's not a bad thing, but it's not exactly how it always goes, and they can only show the good parts. And a lot of people hate TV, right? They hate movies they hate rom-coms. They romanticize love too much. Who the fuck would watch anything if they didn't, right? Like we're not gonna watch a TV show about like a woman yelling at a dude because he didn't put the toilet seat down, No, it's the big thing. It's the huge things. It's about, in TV shows, you see cheating, you see romantic relationships about going on dates and having this big Ferris wheel moment of having a fairy tale love. And that's what we want to see. Nobody wants to talk about the little things, but the little things matter. The little things are down here. The little things are in this heart that make you fall in love. Those little things are here. The big things are up in your mind. For example, Valentine's Day. Think about what you get your significant other for Valentine's Day, right? So the first thought is flowers. Boom. That's up here. That's up in his head. That's not down in his heart. Valentine's Day is, say you get a sentimental gift. Whoa, the light is coming in here, and I look angelic right now. Let me just change this. I apologize. I was just looking too good. This is why you gotta watch the podcast live, or on Instagram, or on YouTube. But when we're trying to get Valentine's Day gifts, right? If it comes to your mind sorry, I'm not trying to confuse you here. If it comes naturally and you think, okay, my significant other, I know I'm gonna get them a rose petal in a book, not just because it's romantic, not just because I've seen it somewhere. I'm gonna get this because I just know they're gonna love it. I just know that's exactly what they need, right? And that comes from that heart. That doesn't come from that mind. So I think that's really important to acknowledge. Like, are you in love with them just with the thought of them? Are you actually in love with them? Now, another huge question that's tied along with falling in love with the wrong people is right person, wrong time.